Brandon, do certain coffee roasts have more caffeine than others?
Roast typically doesn't dictate caffeine content. So a light roast, a medium roast, and a dark roast of the same coffee will yield about the same um, caffeine content, as long as it's being brewed the same. Because a lot of people measure when brewing uh, using volume rather than mass or weight. And so, just in general, no, there's no huge difference between light, medium, and dark of the same coffee. The only time that you'd find something um, different in caffeine content of a roast is if it was an Arabica versus a Robusta or something to that effect.
Okay, thank you. And so when we see marketing and on coffee bags, I'm sure you've seen this before where it says extreme caffeine. What does that mean?
Typically, it'll say something like 2 times the amount of caffeine. If it says 2 times, it's probably because there's 2.2 typically 2.2 times the amount of caffeine in a robusta coffee than there is in an arabica coffee. So you'll see those coffees are just, if you investigate the package enough, it's either they added caffeine afterwards or they are just roasting a robusta rather than a arabica.
Okay. And for the average coffee roaster that is just buying spot coffee from an import company, you're saying there's no possible way for there to be extra caffeine
Not
unless
of a
they're
significant
somehow
amount.
adding it. And how would
Right.
you add it?
You can get powdered caffeine, and you would add it at the end of the process to attach to the outside of the beans. Um, and that'd be water soluble. Like you'd then brew the coffee, grind it, brew it, and you'd get more caffeine if it was sprinkled on afterwards.
Would you have to be FDA approved for that?
I don't know. I don't know if there's a ton of regulations around that. Coffee's so loose.